So today is game 3 of the Indiana Fever versus the Las Vegas Aces. And the Indiana Fever are going and, they've made it a red out. A red out. They have their Now You Know t-shirts for the playoffs. $25. Not a ludicrous price. Not a good price. Not a ludicrous price for that. But it is a red out. The annoying thing is that you can see right here. It's not even it's just towels. They just put towels. They put towels you can't even really use afterwards. Like, why? Why would they not just put cheap t-shirts out there? Unpopular opinion, I think the t-shirts are a bit of a bit cooler. And I know, maybe they're a little bit better of a memento than a towel. But look, it is what it is. And it's one of those big things I think the Fever need to do in the playoffs, because you can see here, loud Fever fans, like, this is how you can win this game. Angel Wilson does not like playing in Indiana. It's as simple as that. Like, that is how the Indiana Fever are going to be able to kind of take control of this game. Angel Wilson does not like playing in Indiana. And if a player does not like playing somewhere, you can make it awkward for them. You can make it, you can absolutely make it kind of, hostile for them, so that they may not want to do anything. That's one of those things where you can absolutely make it hostile. You can do a lot of things to make it so that they absolutely don't want any part of this game. Especially if you go and you get yourself a little bit of a lead early. If you can get yourself a little bit of a lead early, it'll be real hard for them to come back. Because at the end of the day, all of these players, a lot of the time, that you do live off momentum. You absolutely do. In real life, or in, not real life, in reality, in the WNBA at pro level, whether it be at pro level, whether it be at the high school level, you run off momentum. And I think the Indiana Fever, I think that their crowd has the ability to completely get in the heads of the Las Vegas Aces. Because we know Aja doesn't like to play here. Aja's made it clear she doesn't like to play here. So I think the fans being hostile is going to be a huge thing. It's going to be a huge thing. Like, they cannot make the Aces comfortable. Like, the Aces did not look comfortable. Earlier, or was it earlier on the year? Earlier on the year, yeah. They did not look comfortable playing against the Valkyries in Valhalla. They did not look comfortable at all in any way playing against the Indiana Fever. They've not looked comfortable at all against this team in Indiana. Did they look comfortable in Indiana last year? But I think that's as much as anything, the Indiana Fever looking uncomfortable. Just all in all. Like, last year, they just did not look comfortable at all playing the Aces. And look, I would say that the Indiana Fever have absolutely got it in them to win this game. Because if you need to win one of these two, and I think because of how badly Game 2 went, this is the game where the Aces may not show up. Because look, if the Aces play their game, the Fever lose. It's as simple as that. Like, we can say all we want about this and that and this and that, like X's and O's. If the Aces play well, the Aces win. And I think that it's one of those things where we have to kind of just accept that there's a very good chance the Aces win this game. But what the Fever have been so good at this year is they've been so good when a team isn't on their A game. When a team is not on their A game, they are very, very good at taking advantage of that, especially at home. We saw it even in games they lost. Like, one of the examples I'll always give is, if you guys remember the Liberty game the Mercury game they lost, or the Liberty game coming out of the All-Star break, the Fever were terrible. They were absolutely terrible. They were down 20 early in that game, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, the Liberty started trolling. Like, Tash Cloud was throwing mad passes out of bounds. Breanna was trying mad, so they were trolling. And then all of a sudden it goes from like an 18-point game, oh shit, it's a 6-point game. Because the Indiana Fever play the same way. The Indiana Fever don't play the score, they play the game. And that's the one big advantage the Fever have, is that there's no pressure on the Indiana Fever ever. Like, there's no pressure to, for them at all. And whether they're home or not, they've already succeeded. They're playing with house money. And one big thing about the Indiana Fever is they don't play the occasion. They play the game. No matter what it is, they play the game. They play to win the games. Whereas a lot of these teams tighten up a little bit in big games. A lot of these teams tighten up in big moments. The Indiana Fever don't. And that's one of the things I think Stephanie White has done a really, really good job of, is she has made sure that this team does not tighten up at all when the going gets tough. And for me anyway, the Indiana Fever are, like, I think they're one of those teams that are going to win a lot of tight games just purely because of how they play and their mentality. And that's all the Fever, I think, need to do today, is keep this tight. Play off the crowd energy, get into that fourth quarter as a tie. Get into the fourth quarter tie game. That's all you need. Nothing major. They don't need to do anything crazy. But if they get into the fourth quarter with the game being tied, they're in really, really good shape. Like, really, really good shape. Because I think the Aces are going to tighten up. And I think the crowd are going to get them home. I think this is a team that are used to playing with rowdy crowds. The Aces aren't. If nothing else, like, the rowdy anti-Fever crowd in Game 1 negatively affected the Aces. Like, I think you can make that argument, if we're being honest. It negatively affected the Aces. But now you have got the entire stadium in a red out. The Fever obviously going to be wearing red. And you're now looking at a whole 18,000 fans, maybe 500 Aces fans. I think it's going to be a situation where it's going to be really, really tough for any team to come to Indiana and win in the playoffs. And now, we saw the Atlanta Dream buckle. We saw them buckle and lose badly in Game 2. And I do think, in general, we could actually see the Aces bounce back and win Game 4. But at the end of the day, that doesn't matter. Because there is actual pressure there. There is pressure there to, on the Aces today. Then there becomes serious pressure to go get this to Game 5. I think in general, they are in really good shape for this game. Do I think the Aces are going to win? Yeah. Like, I gave the Fever 1 at the start of the series. I think the Aces are going to win. But that's not saying the Fever don't have a chance. That's not saying the Fever can't turn this into a gritty, grinded out game. The Fever can't make the Aces play their game and the Fever win. If the Fever limit dead ball turnovers and control the pace, if they can play fast while limiting dead ball turnovers, they win. And play to the crowd, they win. It's as simple as that. Because the Aces are going to miss a lot of shots, and there's no way you're going to silence this crowd. Because a lot of people are like, oh, but like if the Aces go way ahead, this crowd is going to get rowdy for a Lexi Hull charge. This crowd is going to get rowdy for a KK Timpson offensive rebound. It is nearly impossible to keep this crowd silent because they will get nuts for anything. So the game's never over for the Fever. Anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.